Let's see in this podcast the contribution to history. The anti-Cold War explains many of the future behaviors, not only in the Cold War and the post-Cold War, but even now, and we mean this second Cold War, which started officially with the Russian invasion in Ukraine. The anti-Cold War was active many years before the Treaty of Washington in 1949, the official birth of NATO. The behavior of the Soviet Union wasn't dependent on that, and it's an error to try to explain everything in the framework of the NATO, because it was on the starting point, not even the flashpoint, but only the strategic answer to a problem which was generated a long time before. The study of the anti-Cold War period shows in a very efficient manner how deep was the problem. So the actual situation does not depend only on the post-Cold War, but also to the anti-Cold War. And even if this is not so natural, it's not so strange. In this new framework, we can see better the aim and the expectations of the invasion. The contribution to history of the anti-Cold War is to prove that this act of barbarity is related to the deep past and that it's not something really new, but the ruins of an irrelevant strategy based on fake history. So it's not only about fake news, but also fake past. Quod erat demonstrandum. So we prove what? We are trying all the time to explain everything in relation or correlation with NATO, because many of our people are thinking all the time in this framework because they believe that it was like this from the beginning. So in reality, they forget the anti-Cold War period. So from 1917 to 1947, 30 years. In this period, in reality, we get what? We get many problems, and those problems will continue through the Cold War and also the post-Cold War, and they are still with us right now. So if we are trying to explain everything from 1949, it's an error, a strategic error, because the past of the Soviet Union started in the deep past for that case. So we have a starting point at 1917 and not in 1949. So the NATO was the answer and not the question. It wasn't the issue, it was a solution. The issue is a Soviet issue. So in reality, the problem came from what? From the idea that we can erase the nation. We can erase Russia and create ex nihilo what? The Soviet Union. From that point, every nation is an enemy. So the point is, if we try to think about that in a deep way and to analyze the situation, we can see that the problem of the Soviet Union is the Soviet Union and not America.